I think this Light Lens Lab lens is cool, but there is something even cooler. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Set up your own website with a 14-day free trial and 10% discount off your first order using the code KAI. We just got in just a moment ago and Dan's already decided to buy something. Well, it's a good price, £850. Now, Pat, I'm thinking of buying this Light Lens Lab or that Leica over there.
Leica,
of course, if you've got 6k of spare cash lying around, then why not? Sure, it's still cheaper than buying the original that it's based on, but if cheaper is what you're after, then Light Lens Lab have their own, not cheaper, but more affordable, vintage-inspired 50mm 1.2. But what's the difference in terms of build quality?
Here you go.
Nice weight, but you know, I assume both of them are probably quite weighty.
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
Well, I don't know.
I'll do a quick change. Which one's that one? Whoa, don't put it down like that. Yeah, take this one. Sorry, it's got a cap on it, so now it's capless.
That's very smooth, the aperturing on this.
Okay, so if you had to guess which one was that one?
No, I would say that the smoother aperturing is the Leica, right? This will be Light Lens Lab, isn't it?
Yes.
So give me the Leica. It's got the cap back on.
I was trying to fool you.
Yeah. When it stops at the infinity, it does feel a bit different when it stops versus that. For sure, the Leica 50mm 1.2 is beautifully made. It's all sorts of buttery smooth, or any kind of dairy analogy you can think of. But let's not take anything away from Triple L, because it is a superbly built lens, albeit this one is with a bit of oil on the aperture blades. But they did tell me this is a rare occurrence. It's only happened to them once before, and they will repair under warranty. But if we're not comparing the Triple L to a lens that currently costs over 6k brand spanking used, then the clickiness of the aperturing feels kind of similar to the Leica lens of around that time.
How's the coating different?
Well, it's more orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's more kind
That's
of
more
like the brown.
Yeah.
I think they used more...
Modern?
Yeah, I mean, this is not exactly the replica of the original. They've gone for sort of a blend of the original.
I like this.
That is a surprise. I thought Dan would prefer the gnarlier, flary, classic look of the Triple L. See, the Leica has more modern coating, so the images look a bit punchier, more contrasty.
I think this is just a nicer lens. It should be, right?
Well, it should be for the price.
How nice is that? I mean...
Now, if you put the images side by side, or if you have to be really pedantic, top to bottom, the Leica has a warmer, more vibrant image, which makes it appealing for colour stills, whereas the lower contrast of the Triple L does work better for black and white. The Leica does look a little sharper wide open in the centre also, but still, it's actually amazing how similar the characteristics of these lenses are. The bokeh that it produces, very similar. Actually, the Light Lens Lab stays truer to the original, because if you look close up at the bokeh balls, the Light Lens Lab lens looks like it has balls within the balls, which comes from the ground aspherics that the original had, and you don't tend to see that from modern manufactured aspherics. Interesting? Yeah, but probably only to the person buying the lens.
It suddenly looks like a nice interesting background, right? It's gorgeous.
Well, thank you for the compliment. Unless you're talking about lens? I think he meant the lens. When there's a Leica version, it's always hard not to be attracted by that option. You like Lens Lab, don't you?
I think they do. What they're doing is very interesting, if perhaps dubious on an ethical level. Well, yeah, but like that 35 f2 though, the Light Lens Lab one. The logic on that is, even if you want a Leica one, it's really hard to find a good copy of it that isn't scratched up. Whereas this, I mean, Leica have done their own replica anyway, so you can clearly buy this.
Even the black paint on that is gorgeous. Look at that.
If I drop it now, will it be cheaper?
Well, it's yours. That's what will happen. At the original price.
This is the same price as my Sony Venice, near enough.
When you get into the world of Leica, it's hard to resist getting the Leica lenses.
If you've got £6,000, then yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, Kai. In the fantasy world in which I have endless money just falling out of my pockets, of course, just buy this.
Let's see what unnecessary gear you've got.
Let's not go there.
Okay.
But
exactly.
okay, but still, I'm not buying one of these.
well, that's where the more affordable option would seem appealing. And the problem with that, and this is going to be unpopular opinion in the world of Leica geekery, is that the image is actually quite boring. In the crazy, crazy world of Leica nerdery, the OG 50mm f1.2 aspherical is revered because it's rare. The triple L lens is neither Leica nor rare, and the image, while very Noctilux-like, but it's not even like the properly interesting Noctilux. It's more like the Noctilux that looks more like a Summilux, and for Summiluxes, you should just add an extra 1K on top of the triple L and get Leica's 50mm Summilux Classic revival, which is absolute class. But if you're talking about Noctiluxes, there's only one version worth it. The 50mm f1.0 Noctilux that replaced the f1.2, no spherical elements, but it's sharper at f1 than the 50mm 1.2 at 1.2, and it has more character than it. It's a far more interesting lens, and if we're talking about character lenses, then this is it. Light Lens Lab 50mm f1.5 Z21, inspired by an Angenieux? Angenieux? Nah man, it needs more Frenchness. Angenieux? Getting there. Angel News? Forget it. This is based on S21, alright? The Angenieux 50mm f1.5 S21 is another rarity lens, now available for anyone in an M-mount tribute with close focusing to 70cm. It's not a brilliant lens by modern day standards, but that's the point. It's based on a vintage lens. This lens has absolutely loads of field curvature. Just look at how soft those corners are. And I'm being kind when I say corners because those corners kind of stretch to the middle bits. And those soft corners are so fantastic for directing attention towards the subject, so long as your subject is kind of placed in the center, like. And then we get to the flaring, which is really quite lovely. You get this beautiful rainbow flaring with this lens. And you won't get that with the triple L 50mm f1.2, you won't get that with the triple L Cook Look lens, and you won't get it with the Leica Noctilux 50mm f1.0. It is a fantastically unique looking lens, and the only thing is the bokeh, which in certain situations can look kind of appealing, but in other situations it can look what they would technically term as bloody hideous. But you know, some people have affectionately given it a cutesy name, kind of like a pet. They call it soap bubble bokeh, so it's a positive thing for some people anyway. The great thing about the Z21 is that it doesn't live under the shadow of a very collectible, rare Leica lens. Even if you don't know anything about the original Angie's Knees 50mm f1.5 S21, then you can still appreciate the image, the very unique characteristics from this lens. It has a much more obvious classic aesthetic. It's wild and dreamy, wide open, sensible and sharp around f5.6. Sounds like two main characters from Mills and Boon fiction, but this is just a really cool lens. And for less than half the price of the 50mm f1.2 from Triple L. If you have to dabble in your Leica dreams without the dream budget, there's only one option. But if you just appreciate classic looks more than anything, this lens is the bee's knees. Or should that be Angie's knees? This video was sponsored by Squarespace. If you're thinking about setting up your own personal photo website, now's a great time because you can set one up quicker than ever using Squarespace's snazzy interface that makes putting it together quick and easy. There's a huge array of templates to choose from, and you can even ask AI to put together some parts of your website for you. You can get a domain too, and the best thing is that you can get a 14-day free trial and 10% off your first order by using this link and code in the description box down below. Dan's new image is
Basically,
very cool.
yeah.
Look at this. You buying it?
I don't know yet. See, now that's real camera. That's hardcore, that is. It's got a flippy filter thing. How does that work?
Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, go on. How does that work?
No, so this is a circular polarizer, right? You can rotate it and you can see through the rangefinder screen, the viewfinder.
Oh, I see. So you move it up to see it through the rangefinder, and then you push it down in front of the lens.
And because this is a spot meter, it meters through the circular polarizer. So the CPL has very you need to adjust lighting based on how polarized it is, right? So by metering through the polarizer, you get the perfect amount.
Okay.
So that's your new toy?
New toy. I'm very late to the party. Like, the YouTube is full of GFX 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's full of it as well, but It's full of GFX 50 fans, right? They're very affordable.
Oh no, Dutch angle.
Dutch.
Yeah, that's Dutch. It's called Dutch.
Is that? I think you can say that anymore. Isn't that racist?
Everything's racist these days.